Hello developers. Today we will see how we can use forms in React app. So this is our desired output of this video. So let's fill this form in which we can add currency input like this and date input like this. After filling the form, we can access the data. For now, I'll just send the data to the console log and it is showing correctly. So let's get into it. This is our basic React app with a simple text output. First, let's import the libraries like constant, React, button, text input, card, and mask text input. So we don't need this part. So let's remove it. Now let's create the function for the format of the data from the form, which will be sent to the console log. So we will take four keys: name, email, expected salary, and date of birth, and keep their string values blank. Now let's create the handle form function, which will take the value of the name, email, expected salary, and date of birth and put it next to the keys. Now this submit form function will print the gathered data in the console log with the help of console log in JSON stringify format. Now let's create view section and we can assign this container style to it. After this, with the help of card, we will create the form section, and with the text component, we can give a label for the input box. Now to differentiate the card from view section, let's assign some style to it, like justify content to keep the content in the center, padding for the space between content and border, horizontal margin for the horizontal spacing, border radius for the curved edges of the card, and background color for the card. Now the label which we have created, let's create a style for it and let's call it label, and increase the font size and margin top to set the margin area on the top of the element. Now let's create the text input area and assign a style to it. So let's call it input, and let's add some properties in it like height of the box, vertical margin, horizontal padding, border radius, border width. After this, let's give an ID and name for the input box, which will help us to send the data to the function. This is for the future reference, and the placeholder to show the text when the input box is empty. This onChange text will help us to send the given data to the handle form function and this given data from input box, which will be assigned to the name. Now to create the another label and input box, we can reuse this part. So let's paste it and change the label ID, name, and placeholder. Now let's create the another label for the input box and let's assign the previously created style label to it. Now for the numeric data, we will use the mask text input and let's assign a currency type to it. Now with the option, we can give custom properties to the input box like prefix for the sign of the currency, decimal separator to separate the decimals, group separator, and precision for the digit after the decimal, onChange text to send the given data to handle form function. When we click on the input box, this keyboard will allow us to only show the numeric keyboard, and let's assign a style to it. Now let's create the another label for the date of birth and assign a style to it. Now let's use mask text input. Here, mask for the range of the date, placeholder for the blank input box, onChange to send the data to the key, and keyboard type for the numeric keyboard and assign a style to it. After this, let's create a submit button. When we click on it, the onPress function will call the onSubmit function, which will take the given data and send it to the console. Now let's close the previous app and open the terminal in the folder, and let's go to the article which have direct source code and installation process. It has more articles like this. Now let's copy this command and paste it in the terminal, wait for the installation, and again for the another library. Now run the app with the expo start. So we got the output, but there is a problem in the styles. So let's fix it. We have to add the padding top in the container style with the help of constant and remove the align item property. The warning is because of I mistyped the numeric. So let's correct it. After that, let's reload the app with the R. So we fixed all the errors and warnings. So let's fill the form quickly. And when we click on the submit button, we are getting the data in the console log, and we got our desired output. So that's it guys. Make sure to check out the website. It have direct source code and installation process which will help you to build the awesome React Native apps. So like this video and give sub to this channel, and see you in next one.